Hello friends, welcome back to another vlog. I do apologize if I have like these red marks under my eyes. I don't know what they are. I've been waking up with these red marks under my eyes for weeks and I have no clue why. So that's unfortunate and concealer doesn't help, so might as well just roll with it. But hello, it is Saturday. It has been a really crazy morning and I've gotten all my chores done and I'm currently making strawberry cheesecake ice cream, which I'm so excited about. So the ice cream is churning right now and I think it'll churn for another like 20 minutes at least. And the strawberry filling is made, the graham cracker crust deliciousness is made. So I'm just waiting for the ice cream and then I'll combine it all and it's gonna be great. But thought I should kick off the next weekly reading vlog. This is just gonna be a standard reading vlog. I know last week I did a 24-hour readathon for like the entire week, which was a struggle. Like, I didn't realize that readathon is going to take me all week. I thought I would get it done so quickly, but reading for 24 straight hours is honestly a lot. So let's get into what I'm reading. So carrying over from last week, I am still listening to God Killer, which I am absolutely obsessed with. I think I might be able to finish it today. I think I have like an hour or so left of the audiobook and I'm absolutely loving it. It is so good and it's potentially a 5-star read for me. I'm truly loving it so much and I'm having a great time. And I'm also still reading After Screaming, which is over there, but I'm reading like a story a day. But when I get closer to the end, I might just read through the rest of the stories to get that book done. Not that I'm not enjoying it, I'm loving it, but I just want to get that book wrapped up sooner rather than later because my November TBR is massive. I'm also reading Nemesis Games, which is the 5th book in the Expanse series. I'm 250 pages into this and my goal is to read 50 pages a day. Hopefully, I think it takes me maybe like 30 to 40 minutes to read because these books do read pretty quickly, especially this one because it is truly so explosive in this book. There is so much going on with all my favorite characters and I'm real nervous. Like, ooh, something's bad is gonna happen and I'm not ready. So I'm loving this. It's going real good and I look forward to reading more of it. So it's a pretty busy weekend. At least today is pretty busy. So I'm making ice cream right now because we're gonna go hang out with my niece and nephew this evening, which I'm really excited about. So at like 4:30 or so, we're gonna go over there and have dinner, hang out with them. And then tonight at 8 p.m. I have a gothic party to go to, which I'm so hyped about. So I have my outfit all picked out. My aesthetic goal, if you want to call it that, is like mall goth. So very much like I just walked out of Hot Topic is kind of what I'm going for. Which, funnily enough, that was totally me back in the day. So I actually have all the things for that already because I was definitely a very mall goth in like middle school, early high school. So really, I'm just resurrecting past me for this. And I have a black wig and we're doing the full face of makeup. It's gonna be wild and I'm really excited. So we have to dress in costume. Like the friend who invited me is like, if you don't come dressed gothic, I'm kicking you out. So he said it could be any kind of gothic. Like, it could be romantic gothic, Victorian gothic, mall gothic, like any kind of gothic. And I really wanted to do like Victorian gothic with like the corset and the really big frilly black dress, but I just simply ran out of time to do so. And plus with mall goth, I didn't have to buy anything, which was great. So I already had everything. So I might as well just go with what's free instead of like buying something. But in the future, because if he does this party again, I want to go Victorian gothic and like get the dress and all that. So future me will probably do that, which will be cool. But I'll show you all the costume. It's gonna be great. This is probably my last Halloween party for the year. I feel like I've gone to a lot of parties this year, like this month at least for sure. So I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be real fun. I don't know what's planned. I know there's a costume contest of like who's dressed the best, But other than that, I don't know what else to expect. So that'll be fun. And then tomorrow is a nothing day, which I will definitely need because that party doesn't start till 8. So I probably will stay there till at least 10 or 11. So it's gonna be a while. Plus he lives really far away, so I'm gonna have to drive quite a while to get there. But it's gonna be real fun. I'm looking forward to it. So tomorrow hopefully will just be a snuggle up on the couch all day kind of a day, watching TV and reading, and that's my hope and goal. I also need to shovel the deck because there is a decent amount of snow on there, and I don't think it's supposed to snow anytime soon. Let me check before I say that, but I don't want to shovel the deck if it's gonna snow soon because that just isn't even worth it. Nope, there is no snow expected in the next 10 days, so I might as well shovel the deck because we did get a pretty decent amount of snow recently, and it'd be nice if I kept up on the shoveling so it's not too much. But other than that, that's kind of how the weekend is going. And then next week is a pretty normal week, just working, so this should be a pretty kind of chill vlog. Hopefully I can get more b-roll footage in this vlog, make it a little more cozy, and hopefully I can have the time to do that because it will be pretty calm and chill the rest of the week other than today. So yeah. Also, I did mention this at the end of last week's vlog, but my new camera will be here in this vlog, so I probably will switch to that camera once it gets here and we can maybe compare footage and see how it compares to this camera. So just be prepared. There's probably gonna be a little IT geeking out over here about electronic things because I just love technology, electronic things. I just think they're fun and I love getting new things to play with and unbox and learn. So we'll be playing with that later in the week once it gets here. It says it'll be here Tuesday and it is coming UPS, which I trust them to deliver things when they say they're going to, because our UPS lady is truly the best. Like, she is so nice. We give her like cookies every single year for Christmas. She's truly the nicest. So I trust her to deliver packages. You know, obviously it's not in her wheelhouse to be like, yeah, it will be here on time, but like once it's in town, I know she'll deliver it on time. So anyways, I'm gonna go check on my ice cream and hopefully read later, and I'll chat with you all when I got an update. Well, hello, like 4 hours later. So the Gothic party was super fun. This is the look. I think I got a little bit of a time lapse. This is a wig that I've had like forever. I did my nails. I lost a pinky nail, which was sad, but the party was super fun. I had a great time. It was basically just book club and a few people who I didn't know, but it was so fun. And I won best costume. I actually tied with another friend from book club, and so what they ended up doing was they did it again because there was a few people who I think didn't vote, so those people voted and we were tied again. So the wonderful host of the party decided to just split the gift, which was a bunch of Lush products, which was super nice. And thankfully there's an even number, so we would both just pick one of each thing. Like there was like a bubble bath stuff and like bubble bars, so we would just like, you know, each sniff one, which one do you like better, and kind of go from there. So it worked out really well, but that was just funny. I can't believe I won. Like, I didn't think I would, but I guess I did. Yay! So I think it's the shoes. It was the shoes for people. Let me show you. I got these bad boys. They're my favorite thing ever. I've like legitimately owned these Converse since middle school because I would seriously go to school looking like this. I mean, I think everybody did at one point, but I've had these since middle school, and I remember when I wanted these shoes, it took forever forever for them to come in because we had to special order them because they did not have a big enough shoe size for me. So we finally got a big enough shoe size, but then the calf like wasn't very big, so I ended up having to get like the largest men's size they would sell. So like the feet part of these shoes are huge on me, but the calf part I almost can't zip up, but I was able to do it. I had to loosen it up quite a bit and I got it to work, but I can't believe I can still wear these after like however long middle school was ago. Like that's pretty insane. And then these wings were so hard to do. I think you saw in the time lapse I had to redo this one because it did not look good, and they still don't look great, but they look better than I would have hoped. And everyone thought this nose piercing was real. Like, it's not. I kind of do want a nose piercing. Maybe, potentially. I feel like I just blend into the background. Like I'm just a floating face. Like, I kind of want like a stud like on this side, but at the same time, like, I don't know. For now, I just like getting fake piercings because I think it's fun. But yeah, my eyes are definitely a little irritated. I don't know if y'all can tell, but like in person, they look very irritated. But it was a super fun party. I had a great time. We played large Jenga outside and that was fun. It was very cold outside. It's not the temperature to be playing anything outside, but it was definitely fun. And I'm just glad I made it home because it's like the weekend for Halloween parties because, you know, Halloween hits on a Tuesday this year. So everyone's probably having their Halloween parties. There's a lot of traffic and I'm just glad I got home before like drunk people are on the roads. But anyways, it was a blast. I just wanted to come say hi and kind of show you the final look because I was just in such a rush to get out of here because I was so late. Which actually was, funnily enough, I was there early and I was the first one there, which was great because I could get backed in so I could just leave out of there. So I think I'm gonna put on a missing nail because I do kind of maybe want to wear these tomorrow just because like I went to the effort to put them on. I might as well enjoy them for a couple hours. So I'm gonna de-gothify myself and get ready for bed. Maybe read for a little bit, but it is like 12:30 on Saturday, so I'm a wee tired. But at the same time, I feel like I need to wind down from all the hype. Like, I really didn't want to leave, but a lot of people had left, and I was getting really tired, and I just kind of wanted to, you know, be home. So I'm gonna go do all that, and I'll chat with you all tomorrow. Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. So last night's party was super fun. I didn't get home till like 12:30 and it was a great time. I think I came on here and talked to you all that I won best costume, which was really crazy. Me and my friend both won best costume. Like, that was crazy. But it was real fun and I spent most of today honestly editing. I had a super long vlog last week, as you will have seen already, that was like an hour and a half of footage. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I was able to cut it down to like 53 minutes because I had a lot of the same talks. Like, I kept saying the same thing. I just forget that I've already updated the vlog about that. So basically it's just me cutting out the same exact information like 3 or 4 different times. So that's really annoying, but at least I can do that and make it all work. But anyways, I do have a reading update. So I finished God Killer. I actually finished this yesterday, but I just did not have time to like really come on here and talk to you all about it. I truly loved this so much. I think I ended up giving it 5 stars. The writing style was so good. I loved the quest and I love a traveling book. Like, there is definitely a big component of questing and we're traveling as we're questing, which I just love that. So I truly love that about this book. And I also forgot to mention that our main character is also disabled, so this does have disability rep, and I think it was handled really well. I think it was really well done, and it didn't impact our character like at all. Like, it wasn't like, oh no, she's disabled so she can't like do anything. Like, she was doing everything everybody else was, as she should. Like, there was no point in which she wasn't doing what others were doing and she wasn't treated any differently for that. And I really loved that. Like, this was just so good. So good. So I'm dying for book 2. I'm so sad it's not coming out till like, I think like June of next year, like a really long time from now. But I did pre-order it because I knew as soon as I finished this, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need book 2. So I'm really glad to have read this. This is definitely one of my favorite of Illumicrate's books so far that I've read, which is great. So today I started a new audiobook, which is The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. This is another Illumicrate book, and this is her first foray outside of I can picture the covers, but I can't think of what they're called, like the Truth Witch series? It's not Truth Witch. Is that the first one? I can't remember. I can think of Wind Witch, Blood Witch, Truth Witch, and there was like one other. I have no clue. I hope y'all know what I'm talking about. But I liked that series well enough. I ended up selling all my books in that series because I just didn't want to keep up with it, and I didn't love it enough to want to keep it. So this is her first outside of that, and this is reading very juvenile and very YA to me, which is not bad. I'm just not reading YA fantasy or contemporary books, and yet I keep picking them up. So I'm not loving this one. It's going okay, but her main character is really annoying to me. She cries quite a bit, and she just seems kind of young and a little immature, which is not a bad thing, but it's just a little irritating to read about. And she's trying so hard to like prove herself, like, I'm the best of the best, and like, you shouldn't have done what you did to me and my family. And it's like, girl, I don't really know if I care, you know? So it's just like really dramatic for like no reason. But I made it 76 pages into it today, and I might go a little further and see, but I may DNF this, which is unfortunate. That would be 3 Illumicrate books that I've DNF'd, which is interesting. So we'll just see how it goes. This is a beautiful book. I do love all the gold on them, but I don't know if I like the story. And funnily enough, you know, I was saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna read a bunch this week. I'm gonna read so much. Yeah, I read like hardly anything because I have made hardly any progress in Nemesis games. I am on page 283. I do want to try to finish this book this week because the audiobook does have to go back to the library, not this week, but next week. So I am running out of time to read this, but this upcoming weekend we have 0 plans, absolutely nothing. And Friday night I'm on my own for dinner. So I'm thinking it's just gonna be like movies and books all weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. And this week as well is also pretty empty. Like I just have work, which is, you know, always happening. But the following week I get Friday. Is it the following week? I think it is. The following week I get Friday off, which is exciting. So I'll have a 3-day weekend, so I'll get extra reading time in. So my plan is just to read as much of this as I can tonight before I fall asleep. So that's kind of what's happening. So I need to go take a shower. My hair is absolutely disgusting. I've had it in this braid for like 3 days because I needed it in a braid to wear that wig for the party yesterday, but then I also just didn't want to deal with it. So we do need to wash the hair and take a shower and get in bed, get all cozy, and I'm looking forward to it. So I will chat with you all when I have another update, because tomorrow I should be getting an exciting little package that has to do with books, but it's not a book, so stay tuned. Hello friends, you know that bookish package I was talking about? That's not a book, but is book related. Well, I got it today and I'm so excited about it. So it is a wireless barcode scanner, which you're probably thinking, why the heck is that book related? Well, I want to use this to scan all of my books, and I want to scan them into an app called Libid, which I am so hyped about. So let's open up this critter. It's basically just, you know, plug and play. So, oh, so cool. I got purple because purple's my favorite color. I am so hyped about this, you guys. So I know this is like totally extra and like I could just use my phone to scan the books, but just something about that beep that those scanners make and having it not be connected to my phone would be great because it'd just be so much easier. So I'm excited. So we have the cable. I believe this is the charging cable because it is a wireless scanner, but you know, it does need to be recharged eventually. Oh, it makes noise. Okay, I need to like flip through this user manual because I think there's like a way to like do stuff like you scan certain things for it to do certain things. So anyways, let me get it all set up and I'll let you know how it is. You guys, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, let me get another light turned on. Y'all, this is like the easiest thing ever. Okay, so let me grab this book. Okay, so you put it here, and I currently have Libib open and I have it set to book and search for books. So we're just gonna scan. And look at that, it searches by ISBN and it adds it to my collection. Y'all, this is so cool. Hee hee hee. I seriously need to stop scanning books. It's like 8 o'clock. I need to go exercise, but oh my gosh, this is so addicting. I am finding that it's not scanning Illumicrate books, which some of the Illumicrate books that I have do have barcodes, and when I scan them, it doesn't find anything. So that's something to be aware of, that it doesn't recognize all books, which is something I had read about online, that it does recognize most books, but like the Illumicrate books I don't think are like widely recognized as books, like the barcode, which is totally fine. So I just searched for it and added it that way, but I'm having so much fun doing this. This is so cool. So let's take a look at what I have so far. So I have 226 books so far scanned. Like, look at all of these. I also went and scanned the living room books, I call them, because they're books that like I don't really want to read, or they're books like I'm just collecting, like these Shakespeare books I probably will read eventually. But we have my nonfiction section and some of the books that I had to read for classes. So I scanned all those because they're part of my library as well. Like, they count. And then these I was just testing to make sure it worked. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this. This is so addicting. So my goal, wow, I'm like super orange now. My goal for the rest of the week is to take like a shelf at a time and get the rest of my books scanned by the end of the week. I do have a lot of books. Like, this shelf is just full of books. So that's what I plan on doing. And then I do have a tiny itty bitty shelf behind you that has like 3 graphic novels on it that I'll scan those. But yeah, this is super fun. So I think I could get it done, and then once they're all scanned, I won't have to scan them again. I'll just have to scan incoming books, which will be much easier. Like, it's really difficult when I have books turned sideways like this. I have to like unstack them and then scan them and then restack them. So that's a little annoying, but like I said, I'll only have to do this once, and these books will be in my little database forever. So this is so much fun. I'm having a blast, but like I said, I really need to go work out now, so we're gonna go do that, and I'll revisit this tomorrow. I do have some reading updates for you all, but it's getting late and I really want to go exercise, so I may come back and chat with you all about that afterwards. Otherwise, I'll chat with you all later on in the week. Hello friends! Look what came in the mail! I'm so excited. I cannot wait to turn this baby on. I just put the battery on charge, so hopefully it'll be ready in a little bit, but I cannot believe how light this camera is. Like, I swear this camera weighs less than my Canon G7X Mark II. Seriously, this is so light. Like, there's like nothing in here. I mean, the battery I guess isn't in there, but like, look at my mic. I feel so professional. I cannot wait to test this thing out. Oh, I am just so impatiently waiting, but I love it already. I've been watching so many videos on how to set up this camera, best settings. So I do want to say, bear with me when I do switch over to this camera. Things might look weird, and I do apologize for that now, and I will continue to apologize for that because this is a whole new camera to me, and this camera has so many more settings and options than any camera I've ever had, which this is the only other camera I've ever had, is my G7X. So I'm really excited to learn how to use this. I'm so excited to be able to vlog and film on this. I think this is going to be amazing. And I'm really glad so far that I went with the R50 because the M50 is the camera that I was originally looking at and the one that I was going to get. But this is the newer camera that came out this year, and it has the new lens mount that Canon is doing. It's called their R mount, I believe. And that's going to be what they are going to be using from here on out. So I just feel like having a newer camera that's going to last decades is worth it more than getting like an older, cheaper model that has a lot of lenses but is not going to be compatible with the new lenses. So I'd rather buy like a newer camera that's going to be compatible with later lenses but can still be compatible with the old ones if you buy like an adapter. But I'm so excited, I'm just nerding out. I'm so excited. I actually had to put the battery charger in my bathroom because I have like hardly any plugins that I'm not already using in this house. So struggles, but okay, I will take a break from ranting about this with excitement, like ranting in a good way, not a bad way, and give you all a reading update because I have a ton of reading updates, and I even had a list going on my phone of all the things I wanted to tell y'all. So first off, I started and finished a book yesterday, which was The Ankle Snatcher by Grady Hendrix, which is a super short, like 30-page story that he wrote. And it's part of like this creature feature series that Amazon is having published, and I liked it quite a bit. I just wished it was longer. Like, that's my only critique of this book. For being 30 pages, it was just not enough. Like, I feel like this just needed to be a lot longer and really flesh out things because I was getting creeped out, but it just didn't push it far enough because it was so short. But I really enjoyed it. I would recommend it if you like Grady Hendrix and want like a really short, fast, creepy little thing to read, which is exactly what I was hoping for, and I quite enjoyed it. For current reads, I should go grab them, so I'll be right back. Okay, so quick update on Author Screaming. I will have this done by Friday is the goal because I have just a few stories left, and if I read 2 stories on Friday, this book will be done. Not that I'm not enjoying this book, but I really want this book to be done. I'm just feeling real anxious to get on with my November TBR because I just have so many things I want to read and I'm just itching to get to those books. But I am very much enjoying this. It's probably going to be a really high 4 stars for me. I am truly loving it. This is one of my favorite anthologies I've ever read and I'm having a great time with it. I am also still reading Nemesis Games. I honestly just hope to read a ton this weekend, which I say literally in every vlog. And does it happen? Not really. But I'm really hoping that happens this weekend because we have 0 plans, not a 1, which is exciting. So I'm hoping I could just spend the weekend curled up reading. So that's the plan, and I hope to make a big chunk of progress done in this book. And then we get into this book, which I started like 2 or 3 days ago and just finished today. And I hated it. I hate this book. Let me just read you my Goodreads review real quick because I think it's hilarious. It's literally just a sentence, but I think it sums up this book absolutely perfectly. So my review says, this reads like a CW show with Twilight level cringe. That's my review. You ready for the book? The Luminaries by whatever her name is, Susan Dennard. I hated this. This was real bad. Like, comparing this to Twilight is almost doing a disservice to Twilight, which is so bad. Like, that's truly saying something. So let me tell y'all about this book. So we follow our main character, Winnie, who is the most annoying, bland character I've ever read in my entire life. I really can't stand her. And she is part of this family who has been banished because of something her father did. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Skyward, only I liked Skyward. And what else can I even tell you? Basically, she's gonna do this trial and that's it. Like, exactly whatever this inside flap says is the only thing that happened in this entire book. And this book ain't small. I mean, it's kind of small, but not that small. We needed more than this in this book, okay? It is a disservice how beautiful this book is for how bad it was. I gave this book 1 star. I was cringing so hard reading this. I was like, I can't believe this has been published. This must not have had an editor. And I know I'm just tearing this book apart, but I truly am just like appalled by how bad this book was. Like, oh my gosh, the character was horrible. She would click her teeth all the time. And it wasn't because she was cold. It was just like this weird habit she had. And I'm like, girl, as someone with misophonia who can't stand people like chewing or like clicking their teeth like that, oh, my blood pressure was through the roof. I'm like, you need to stop doing that. And like every sound was described in this book in the most unnecessary detail. I was so annoyed. I'm like, quit telling me things are popping. Quit telling me how things sound. I already have misophonia. I don't need you to describe the sound. I don't need it. And speaking of describing, there was nada, zilch in this book. It was all telling, no showing, so bad. Like, oh my gosh, I swear, nothing against people who do NaNoWriMo, but I feel like this is the product of a NaNoWriMo book who does not go through editing and just gets published. So I did not like this, and I'm so sad it's so pretty because this was really bad. Like, I would not recommend this. And this is YA. But I also, this is so weird, but I hated the names of the characters in this book because all their last names were days of the week. Like, that just felt really weird to me. So there's like the Tuesday family, the Wednesday family, the Thursday family, the Friday, Saturday. Like, it just was so weird. I'm like, why? It just felt like she could come up with anything else. So she's like, days of the week. Yeah, sure. And I'm like, what? So, yeah, I did not like this at all, and it was real bad. I seriously wanted to DNF it so bad at the halfway point, but I just put it on in the background at work, and I'm like, we're just gonna blast through it. So we did, and I hated it. So I think I have one more reading update for you all. Let me check my list, because I seriously had to write stuff down because I was gonna forget. Something that's actually not bookish I want to talk about. I cannot believe that Matthew Perry passed away this weekend. I grew up watching Friends, as I'm sure many of you have, and Friends was definitely like a comfort show for me, and I just loved it. Chandler was always my favorite character. I really related with Chandler, and I'm just really sad that he's passed away, and it's just heartbreaking. So I just wanted to mention that, like, that is so sad. And I've also seen a lot of mentions of the war that's going on, and it's just devastating. I will leave some links down below for some resources. I personally need to educate myself some more on what exactly is going on. Like, I know it's happening, and I do listen to a news podcast every morning, but I'm not entirely clear on like what exactly is going on. So I will definitely do some education as well, like, you know, figure out exactly what's going on. But just want to bring that up, like, real things, you know, are going on. But on a lighter note, I don't know if y'all have heard about the Kickstarter that Cassandra Clare has announced, but she is doing a Kickstarter for 4 brand new Shadowhunter books that are going to be gorgeous, beautiful books. And the Kickstarter started like yesterday at like 5 a.m. my time, and I was debating, I'm like, do I want to back the Kickstarter? I don't really know. So I looked at the tiers and I was like, oh, that's not too bad. And the tier that would get you all 4 books, there is a journal as well, but just the books was like $95 with free shipping to the United States. And I'm like, you know, that's actually not a bad price, because if you divide $95 by 4 books, it comes out to be like $23 a book, which is honestly really cheap. And free shipping, perfect. So I'm like, you know what? Let's back it. And so the best part is that if the Kickstarter doesn't happen, which I don't see that happening, because currently it's at $628,685 of the $950,000 goal, which sounds like a lot of money, but Cassandra Clare made a whole video about it, and basically the money is being raised to fund the books being made, obviously, and fund the artists who are making art for the books and things. So it's all well worth it, and I'm so hyped. So I was one of the people who signed up within the first 48 hours, so we get an exclusive first chapter of the Wicked Powers. You guys! There's not even a release date for the Wicked Powers, like the first book. So to be getting a first chapter, I'm screaming. So I'm really excited. I did back the Kickstarter and it's gonna charge my account at the end of the month, which is perfect, like the end of November. So that's gonna be my one online purchase I'm allowing myself to purchase for the month. So I'm so excited. So I will be getting like 4 brand new Cassandra Clare books, like for all of 2024 and like a little bit of 2025, which just sounds like the perfect present to myself. So I'm extremely excited. I just can't believe that it's gonna happen. I mean, there's 27 days to go and she only needs like roughly $230,000 ish, and she made the $600,000 within the first day. So I have no doubt that it's gonna go through because we shadow hunters know how to support and come through. So I did ask a question about Alaska being included in the free US shipping, because a lot of the time they'll say free US shipping, but Alaska's not included because we're not part of like the lower 48, you know, which is super annoying, but I understand. If the shipping's a little bit more for me, I think it's worth it because $95 for 4 books is really not that bad, especially because they're gonna be gorgeous. And Cassandra Clare said that if we go over the pledge amount, then she's gonna put in some bonus things and it's not gonna cost anymore, it's just gonna be added stuff. So I'm hyped, but I want to tell y'all about that because it is, you know, book news. And when I first heard about it, I'm like, I'm not gonna back it. Like, I love the Shadowhunters, but like, I don't know about that. And then as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, for sure, I need it. So I have been a Shadowhunter fan for like years, decades. Like, I started reading her books when I was like, oh, I don't know, how old was I when I was like 7th grade? I don't know, like 11 or 12. So I've been a fan of her books for well over 10 years and I just would love to see more from her. So I can't exactly remember what the 4 books are. I know one of them is a collection of short stories that she was releasing online, I believe, and they're now going to be bound in a book. I know another one's gonna be like a spicy book, she said, like spicy romance short stories, which sounds fun. And there was a book that I think is gonna be set between the Dark Artifices and something else, and it was following one of my absolute favorite characters, and there was something else, so I can't really remember, which is terrible, but I'm so excited. So I will also leave a link down below to the announcement for that and the Kickstarter if you'd like to go back it or go learn more about it. I think you have to pledge before the amount is met, I think. I don't really know how Kickstarter works in terms of like when you need to pledge to get the items, but I know the 48 hours is over by the time you see this, but it is very exciting though. So anyways, I'm gonna go see if my camera battery is ready enough for me to test out my new camera, and I will do a little video test on there, see how it looks. And I also want to change some settings that I found online to like change to make it look better. But anyways, I'm gonna do that, and then I decided I'm gonna let myself skip a workout tonight so I can play with my new camera because that's just too exciting not to. Hello friends, we're testing out the new camera. It's the next day. I had to let the battery charge overnight because it was taking forever to fully charge. Like, I was able to take the battery off the charger, pop it in the camera for a few minutes, and at least set like the time and date and things, but that was literally it. So I hope everything looks good. I did some test clips and I did get the mic working. I didn't have it plugged in all the way because I'm like, it's not working. I don't hear anything because it wasn't plugged in all the way, which is literally like the goofiest reason. So I really like it. It's weird having the viewfinder off to the side because I'm used to the viewfinder being on top of the camera, but honestly I feel like it's easier to look into the camera now because I'm not like looking up, like talking to myself like up here. I kind of have to look into the camera because otherwise it looks weird. I'm like looking over here. So I hope things look okay. Like the viewfinder, everything looks pretty good. I do want to play with the settings a little bit more. I do just have it on like automatic video mode because I tried a manual mode thing that I saw online and I did not like how it looked personally. I just thought it made me look very orange for some reason. So I do want to find like a setting to like make the background a little bit more blurred, so like I kind of pop out of the background a little bit more. So just little things to play with, but I hope the audio is a lot better because that was a really big factor for me getting a new camera, is better audio quality and having the ability to put a mic on a camera. Plus the video quality on this camera is amazing and I can record up to an hour of footage in one take, which is going to be so nice for sit down videos. I don't have to keep stopping the video and restarting because I only have 15 minutes of footage on my camera that I can film at a time. So I have to press the record button to record and then I have to press it again to stop and then start it again, which gets really annoying when I'm filming like a wrap up that takes me maybe 20-30 minutes to film. I have to do that at least twice in that video. So I'm hoping everything looks good and hopefully I'm staying in focus. I can't really tell, like honestly, I don't know, it's kind of early in the morning so maybe I'm just having a hard time seeing things, but it just, I can't really tell how it looks like in the viewfinder. Like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't really know. So this camera does record in 4K, but I don't think I will be recording anything in 4K because I just don't think the difference in resolution is that great to like go through the effort of recording in 4K. Like I think 1080p is just fine. Like that is perfect. So anyways, I need to get ready for work, but I will continue to vlog on this camera for the remainder of this video and for future videos, which is very exciting. So I will see you all later on. Hi friends, welcome to exhaustion. I am so tired and it's 100% because I stayed up too late last night playing with my new camera. Like I was like watching so many videos and was playing with so many settings, and I have put it back to like just the normal standard settings that the camera has built in because I didn't like the user defined settings that one video I watched said to do. I thought it made me look really orange. And I know it's because of the lights that I have in my house. Like my lamps are all very orange toned and like I'm trying to emulate like Olivia from Olivia Reads Latte with like her beautiful like white, like her lighting is always so white and clean, and I'm realizing I just don't have that kind of lighting. So oh well, it's fine. Hopefully the more like orangey kind of warm toned lighting is cozy instead of disgusting, but we're just gonna go with it. So I do have a fun unboxing for you all. So I have recently subscribed to Evernight, which is the horror book subscription from Illumicrate. I am real hyped about this. I'm really sad I missed the first box, which had the latest Silvia Moreno Garcia book in it. So I'm sad I missed that, but this is their next book. And this is a quarterly subscription, which I think is fun. So you get these books 4 times a year. So let's get into it. So here is the book. Oh my gosh, I love the cover. Oh my gosh, this is so creepy. I'm obsessed. So the book is Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling. Look at that cat. You cannot tell me that's terrifying. So that's the book. And then, oh my gosh, I love the sprayed edges. Okay, don't look at me. Look at the sprayed edges. Look at those. Look at those. Oh my goodness. And the back of the book is so creepy. Oops, something just fell out. Oh cool, it's a little signed book plate. Oh gosh, I love it. So here are the end pages. It's like greenish with this lady, and on the back under the dust jacket is this creepy door with like teeth and eyes. And I want to read this right now, which I do want to keep up with this subscription. Like I don't want to let time go by like I have with my Illumicrate books and not read them. So I definitely want to be up to date when the next book comes, I believe in January, because I think it's like January, April, some October, and like I don't know. I can't exactly remember. I just know it's a quarterly subscription, but I'm so hyped to read this. I really don't remember what it's about. So apparently we follow our main character, who is a doctor who is arrogant, selfish, head of the research team assigned to find the source of the subsidence and the basement is sinking. So as she grows obsessed with the distorting dimensions of the room at the bottom of the stairs, she finds a door that didn't exist before, and one night it opens to reveal an exact physical copy of her. Yo, that sounds real creepy. So I definitely will be reading this hopefully in November, but I do have to admit something to y'all. I'm slumping so hard right now. Like, I honestly don't want to read at all, which as a booktuber kind of is impossible. Like, I feel like I have to be reading, I have to be consuming some sort of book content to then be able to make content, because without reading there's no content, unless like I just do vlogs about life and things, which is fine, but I just don't think I have enough content with just things like that. Plus, I just don't know, like, my channel's about books, like I gotta read books. So I'm just feeling so slumpy. So I'm kind of just thinking I should just mood read for the rest of the year, which I think I mentioned at some point that I was going to do, but I keep thinking of video ideas that I really want to do because I have time off coming up and like I want to make videos, but I'm so slumpy, but I don't know. It's such a struggle, and like I just got this new camera, so like I'm really wanting to film with it and make more videos, like better looking content, and like I just don't want to read, which is real unfortunate. So I'm hoping maybe if I just kind of go slow, and like I took a look at my TBR, and truthfully I only have to read like 3 books this month, and they're all book club related. So I'm just telling myself you just need to get through those, and if it takes you all month, whatever. At least they'll be read. The rest of the books, they don't matter. It's truly just those book club books that need to be read. So that's what I'm telling myself. And I do want to read Fourth Wing, and I did get the audiobook from my library like a few days ago. So, and I also have a book I need to beta read. So I'm beta reading that now because I have to get that read so I can get my edits and stuff to the author so he can, you know, get that. And then I have 3 book club books, so if I could just get through those and just mood read, that would be great. I'm also gonna maybe cut off audiobooks, like just listening to audiobooks, because I've really been pushing myself to, as soon as I can get a book on audio, I will get it and listen to it and just try to fly through as many books as possible. And that's getting to be really unreasonable for me. So I'm just gonna scale it back and just focus on physically reading and just not read so much, which is going to be a goal for me for 2024, but I will save that for my goals video that I will be filming later on and will come out probably in December-ish. But anyways, I'm gonna go down for dinner and probably get changed before I go, because I don't know why, but like work clothes just feel different. Like after the work day, like they're like digging into my skin almost. I can't wear them anymore. So gonna do that. We're gonna get back on track tonight because I don't have a new camera to fiddle with all night. So we're gonna get back into exercising. We're gonna get back into doing all the things, and that'll be good. I think that will also help because I just have felt so anxious all day, and I think it's because I kind of got out of routine yesterday. I thrive on routine. As soon as I divert from that, it's just chaos for me, and I totally like ignored everything yesterday but my new camera. Like I get very obsessive about new things, so that's, you know, not great. But I think tonight if we get back on track and do all the things, I think that'd be good. Also, I hope the audio quality is okay. I honestly am talking a lot quieter because I realized like I was screaming at my other camera, and like my voice would be so sore after like a vlog clip. I'm like, why does my throat hurt from talking for like 10 minutes? It's because I was like shouting because I felt like my camera couldn't hear me. Now with like this giant mic on here, I know y'all can hear me. So I feel like I could just talk in like a normal inside voice, and it's honestly really nice. Like I feel like I'm screaming at you to be heard. So anywho's, I'm gonna go I'll chat with you all later. Hello, hello. I figured I should give you all a quick reading update. It is still whatever day today is, which is Wednesday. So I started a book today, and I am playing with the cats in the background, so if you hear a bell, that's their favorite toy. But I started a book today and just DNF'd it. Like, I was not enjoying it, and what's ironic is that this book is actually on a possible unhaul list for me, and it's probably going to be unhauled, and that's A Winter's Promise. So I had picked this book for the Aurelium Academy prompt to read a book that is at risk of an unhaul, and this is for the Adventure in Aldea quest, and the writing style is beautiful, but I really don't care about what's happening, which is unfortunate, but I'm not interested, and it's so slow and boring, and when I'm feeling a little slumpy, slow and boring is just not gonna do it. So I did DNF this, but you know what? At least I have to book off my November TBR on the 1st of November, even though it's a DNF, which is unfortunate. So I'm just gonna focus on my physical read, which is Nemesis Games. I would like to finish this. I would like to say this weekend, but I know that's really optimistic, so I'm gonna say early next week. And then I will be finishing Outdoor Screaming. Maybe not in this vlog, but definitely this weekend. And then I did start the book that I am beta reading. So it's called Crown of Sorrows. It doesn't have a cover or anything, so I can't show y'all anything. But I did start that, and I do need to start working my way through that because I'd like to get that read as soon as possible so I can answer the questions that the author asked me to answer after I've read the book, and also just give him my general feedback on the book. I think there's gonna be one more book after this, which is exciting. So it's gonna be a 5-book series, and I've really enjoyed it. I especially love my character, Amanda. Like, she is so cool. I'm very biased, obviously, but yeah, so that's my reading update. I just wanted to let y'all know that I DNF'd A Winter's Promise because it was just not good. And I just wasn't enjoying it, and I have heard from several people that the later books are really not that great compared to the first book, and I don't even like the first book, so why would I want to continue, you know? So let's just DNF, you know? Team DNF for the win. So I really hope the lighting looks okay on this new camera. I really am struggling to like perceive myself in the viewfinder. Like, it looks fine, but I just don't know. Anyways, we're just gonna see what I can do, but otherwise, yeah, I will see you all in another clip soon. Hello friends, happy whatever day today is. Thursday. I feel like I'm just constantly forgetting what day it is, but hi, it's Thursday. I hope the audio is still okay. I actually took off the little like wind muff thing I had on the microphone because it was getting really annoying. It was so fluffy that it was like obscuring my buttons on the camera, so it was getting real obnoxious, so I just took it off. Hopefully it's still fine, like I think it will be, but anyways, it's been a day, but wanted to hop on here, give y'all a reading update. So I am going to be finishing Outdoor Screaming tomorrow because I'm like halfway through the second to last story, and then I have one more and I'm done. And like I keep saying, I really enjoyed this short story collection. I definitely think it's my favorite that I've read, but take that with a grain of salt because I really haven't read that many short story collections, but this one truly has been one of my absolute favorites. It's so good. So I loved it. Like, I think the last story I read was actually my absolute favorite of the whole collection. So that story was Your Happy Place by Terrence Taylor. It just gave me chills. It's about like prison, and it's a really creepy dystopian idea of what could happen with AI and prison labor, and it is so creepy, and honestly I could see this actually happening in the future, which is just terrifying, and that's like the horror aspect of it. Like, this could seriously maybe happen one day, and I just think the author did an amazing job of writing this short story. Like, I want this to be a book, but at the same time I feel like it's a perfectly contained short story. Like, it's perfect. And it was just so horrifying. And I took a women's, I think, what was that class called? Like, I just took it last semester, my last semester of college. It was like my favorite class I ever took. It was like Women on Trial, I think it was called, and we focused on prison reform and prisons and things like that. And this honestly would be the perfect story for that class. Like, I would love to discuss this story with that class because I feel like there's a lot to unpack, and it was just so well done. So that is so far my absolute favorite story of this entire collection. It was absolutely perfect. There has been a lot of other 5-star reads. I think the majority of these stories have been like 4 and 5 stars, which is amazing. But that one takes the cake as my absolute favorite. So I'm excited to have this book done, considering I've been reading it for like almost 3 weeks. But it is a short story collection, and I have been taking my time with it, and only reading a story a day, you know, I'm not going to be reading it super quickly. And I am still, of course, reading Nemesis Games. I do really need to get this done because the audiobook has to go back to the library very soon. I think it's like next week. So yeah, I need to hop to this. So I'm 352 pages into it. I might be able to finish it this weekend because this book is 500 and something pages. I think it's like almost 550. Let's see. Yeah, it's like 530 exactly. So if I read 100 pages a day this weekend, I'd have this book done, which is completely possible if I actually focused and read. Like, I feel like every night after work this week, I have just been so anxious for some reason. Like, I've just been like doing things that I normally wouldn't do on a weeknight that I really shouldn't be doing. Like, just the most chaotic of things. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just been like time is flying by, and like it's like 9:30 before I know it, and then like I'm getting in bed way later than I should, and then I'm exhausted, and it's just been a perpetual mess. So that's been great. And then yeah, so my goal tonight is to not spiral into that crazy oblivion that I've been doing. And it's 8 o'clock right now, so I think I want to scan a few more shelves. I've been trying to scan like 2 or 3 shelves a night to get all my books scanned into Libib, which is exciting. So I'm almost done with that project. That'll make me feel a lot better once that's done, because it's been kind of like haunting me. Like, honestly, I could take my time with it, but I just kind of want to get these books scanned so they're in my database. And then I'm going back through and tagging my Limerick books, and I'm going to tag my Evernight books too, and changing the covers of some of the books, because I'll scan a book and sometimes it brings up a cover that I don't actually have, and I want the cover to be representative of the actual book I have. So if anything were to happen to my collection, I know exactly what edition I have, and I can look for that and buy another one, like if anything were to happen. Because this is truly my biggest collection of anything. Like, I don't own anything else of this magnitude but books, so they're kind of my investment, you know? So also, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I did start Crown of Sorrows, which is book 4 in the fantasy series that I have been beta reading since the beginning. And I really love this book series, and I think this is one of my favorites so far. Like, obviously the last book was my favorite because my character got introduced and I adore her. But I have really enjoyed this book so far. I'm like 93 pages into it, and it's going real well. I wish I could show y'all a cover, but I'm honestly just beta reading like the first draft of the book. So this first draft, you know, as to be expected, has, you know, typos and stuff, but really I'm just reading it for the content to make sure things make sense with the previous story. And it's going really good. I like that this is more of a travel book, which, if you don't know, I love me a fantasy travel book. I love it when we're on the road, we're moving, we're going somewhere, we're doing things, instead of just like battles all the time. Just gets really boring to me. And there has been a new introduction into the magic system, which is really interesting. So I've been keeping some notes on that. And the one thing I really think this series needs is a glossary. I am struggling so much to remember like certain creatures and who certain people are, because, you know, it's been several months since I've read book 3, and I feel like it would really benefit the series to have a glossary, even if it was an online glossary. Like, if it was just like on his website or something, that would be so helpful. Just something to refer back to, because I do that all the time in fantasy. If a book has a glossary, I'm gonna be referring to it. So I think that's gonna be the one main thing that I mentioned to the author that I would really appreciate seeing, and I'm sure other readers would as well, especially because this is adult high fantasy. It definitely could use with a glossary, because if you're like me and you don't read the sequel immediately, plus like the sequel hasn't been written until now, and there's time that passes between, oh, books are falling. And there's time that passes between you reading like books 2 and 3, for example. You're gonna forget a few things, and I definitely have. And I also feel like this book is not really reminding you of what those things are exactly, which is no fault of the author or the book, but sometimes books will kind of remind you like, hey, this is what this means if you forgot. So this book isn't doing that, so I feel like because it's not, it should really have a glossary somewhere, somehow, to really help with that. But anyways, those are my reading updates. I don't actually have an audiobook going right now, which feels very weird. I am such an audiobook obsessed reader that it feels very strange to not be listening to something right now, but I kind of feel like I need a break from audiobooks. Like, I feel like I've been really burning myself out because, like I mentioned earlier in this vlog, if a book had an audiobook that I could easily get to, I would immediately borrow it or download it or whatever and listen to it. And while that's great, glad I'm being, productive in my reading, I just feel like I need to like slow it back, take a break, chill a little bit. We don't need to be reading, 20 books a month, which I never have, but same rules apply. I just need to like chill. So that's my plan. So I think I'm going to scan a few more shelves of books tonight and then go play with the cats, take a shower, get ready for bed, and then get through tomorrow. I honestly don't want to go to work tomorrow. Like, not that it's bad. Like, I love my job. It's great, but I am just like feeling very unmotivated to go to work this week, and talking to others, they're also feeling that. So I don't know if it's because it's getting colder outside and we all just kind of want to burrow. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I turn into a bear in the wintertime. I just want to like hibernate, just want to sleep all the time, just hang out at home and like don't go anywhere. But yeah, I kind of have to, go to work. So I'm trying to also save my leave because I did the math and I am barely going to have enough leave to take off. I have like an appointment coming up that I need to leave for the rest of the day from, and then I have a Christmas party I was invited to that I need to take leave for, and then I want to take my 3 days off in December so I can have 10 days off because of how the holiday falls. So I need to save my leave. So I gotta keep showing up and doing the thing, but it's all good. It's fine. I'm just feeling a little meh. So, anywho's, I'm going to scan some books and I will chat with you all later. I'm also very anxious to start editing this vlog and see how it looks because I don't start editing my vlogs until Saturday, and I put all the clips together and edit it and hope it looks okay. So, with this new camera, I hope things look fine. I hope it sounds fine. And I guess I'll just find out on Saturday. And hopefully I won't have to scrap this video, but we'll just see, I guess. Living on the edge. Hello, friends. We made it to Friday. I feel like I'm sitting really close. I'm gonna scooch back a little. Hello. It is Friday evening. It's like 9:30 at night, so a little bit late. But I just finished getting caught up in Bachelor in Paradise, which is like the most stupid but entertaining reality show ever. Like, I hate it and love it at the same time, and I can't stop watching it. I kind of got into Bachelor Nation in the last Bachelorette season with Charity. I have just been kind of obsessed with Bachelor Nation ever since. So I'm waiting for the new Bachelorette season to start, probably like next year or whatever. And now I'm watching Bachelor in Paradise until then, and the drama is so good. But also, there's some people that I feel really bad for with the drama that's going on, but like, I also hate Kat in this season. Like, she is trash. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about books. So I have a very exciting reading update for you all because I did not think I was going to finish this book in this vlog specifically, which is very exciting. So I finished Out There Screaming this morning and I loved this so much. It's definitely pretty horrific. Like, a lot of these stories are truly like horrifying, and it's all different types of horror, which I really like. There's like social horror and body horror and almost like future horror, like kind of a fear for what's going to happen in the future, which I definitely experience a lot of, like thinking like, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, what the world's going to look like is kind of horrifying. And I truly love this collection so much. I think Jordan Peele did an amazing job of incorporating so many amazing stories by such a wide range of like horror genres. It was just a really well crafted anthology collection and I absolutely loved it. Would highly, highly recommend this. I would also highly recommend this to those who are maybe new to anthologies. I feel like this is a very beginner friendly anthology collection because the stories were all so good that it just made you want to keep reading. Because I feel like a problem I have with anthologies is that the beginning stories maybe aren't so good, but I kind of keep pushing and like the whole collection is just kind of meh. But like every story, even if I didn't totally love it, was so good. So I just loved this. It was really well done. So this was great. And then I have made more progress in whatever book I'm physically reading. Nemesis Games? I think that's the title. Doing good on that. I kind of hope to finish it in the next vlog. So you'll hear my final thoughts on that. I'm feeling real anxious as to where that's going because there's a lot going on and I'm real nervous for my characters because I don't think it's gonna turn out okay, you know? Like I feel like bad things are on the horizon and I'm not ready. So that's going great, and then the book that I'm beta reading is going great as well. I have quite a few notes for the author and things. I actually really like, I put this book in GoodNotes because the author sent me a PDF and I can't exactly read a PDF on my Kindle because I can't change the font and the font is like super microscopic. So instead I put it on GoodNotes so I could at least read it on my iPad, but then I shared a link to myself and can read it on any computer now, which has been amazing. So like I've been annotating this book and I've been ignoring all like the typos and things because he's gonna fix that in the next draft or two. But what I'm really mainly focusing on is like the plot and the characters and is things making sense, which is really like as a beta reader, I think that's like, you know, kind of your job is to just make sure things make sense from the previous books. And this one is definitely like, I don't know, I think this might be my favorite book in the series, which is interesting because it's a 5-book series. This is book 4, so there's going to be one more, but I just like that there's some new additions to this book, and there's traveling, which I really like, and there's been some new magic things, and there is like 1 or 2 little things that I would like to see fixed or would suggest to be fixed, but otherwise it's going real good, and I'm really enjoying it. So I plan on finishing that hopefully next week because I told him that I would get it done like as soon as possible so I could answer all his questions so he can, you know, start working on things. I know he has other beta readers other than me, but I definitely want to give him my feedback like as soon as possible. So another exciting bookish update. I got all of my books scanned in today. Actually, that's not true. I have forgotten to scan this shelf. Y'all remember earlier this week I got that cool library scanner? Yeah, I've been scanning like crazy. I have scanned all my books. I completely missed the shelf. I thought I scanned it and I'm like, where are my Grady Hendrix books? Cause you didn't scan them. So I need to scan this shelf. I might even do that after this clip. And then all my books will be scanned in, and then I went through today as well and marked all of the books that I have read, marked all of the books I haven't read, and then I marked the books that like I'm kind of never gonna read, but it's the kind of books that I have like in the living room, like my classics. I wouldn't consider them my core TBR. Like they're not like these books where I want to read them. They're books I kind of just collect. Like I just don't want to read them, but if I have the urge, I can. But they're more of just like collector items than like reading, you know? So that's exciting. So I just need to scan this final shelf and then I will be caught up, and then I could just scan books as they come into my collection, which will be so nice. So I also like that it is completely 100% accurate on all of the books that I have unread, which is actually less than what I had on Storygraph. So that's promising. I like that. So anywho, I'm gonna stop rambling for this vlog. Also, this mic is just covered in like little hairs. It's so annoying. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. I hope it turned out okay. I am itching to take a look at this footage, and hopefully this new camera is as good as it seems. I honestly cannot tell just from this tiny little viewfinder. So I'm hoping that the footage and audio and everything looks okay, and I'm gonna try real hard in the next vlog to do more like B-roll footage and pretty footage with this camera, because I didn't do that this week because it was just incredibly busy. But I also have just been really nervous to take my camera off the tripod. Like, I feel like she's precious cargo, needs to stay like over there, you know, like where I'm not holding it. But you know, I need to play with this camera more and practice and learn more things. But anywho, that is going to be it for this vlog. If you made it this far into the video, comment some like camera emojis in honor of the lovely new camera, and I will see you all in another video soon. Goodbye!